A sunny place for shady people. Florida's been getting quite a bad reputation over the years, but we're not going to do that in this video. Today, I'm going to share with you my top 7 reasons why Florida is actually one of the best places to grow your own food. Let's get started. Hi, I'm Christina with Forever Food Forest, a channel where I explore ways of growing food without the use of herbicides, pesticides, or commercial fertilizers. And instead, I rely on permaculture gardening principles and other natural farming techniques to grow food. There's a hummingbird. He's on the mango tree. Whenever I make a Florida-centric video, it is inevitable that some troll in the comments is going to leave a long-winded diatribe about how tropical soils are some of the worst soils for cultivating gardens and growing your own food because of the rains and the leaching of nutrients. And if you were to listen to these trolls, you would think that Florida is a barren wasteland where nothing can grow. And that can't be further from the truth. Now, did you know that San Francisco, Phoenix, Arizona, and parts of Central Florida are all in the same agricultural zone, Zone 9B? Now, those 3 places could not be any more different. San Francisco has cool summers and mild, humid climate year-round. Phoenix, Arizona has unbearably hot summers and a really dry climate with minimal amounts of rain. And then you have Florida. Florida has hot summers, hot enough to sizzle shrimp on the grill of your Chevy, but we also have plenty of water and humidity. And that combination is ideal for doing this one thing. Can you guess what it is? Composting is one of the cheapest and easiest ways we can improve our poor sandy soils. Now in Florida, composting happens fast thanks to a combination of heat and moisture, which is essential for making good compost. The reason that we are able to grow so many different types of plants, fruits, and vegetables in Florida comes down to our hot and humid climate, which facilitates and speeds up the composting process. Compost acts as a slow-release fertilizer, feeding your plants and also helping to improve your soil's texture and moisture retention. We can make high-quality compost in as little as 9 months. And I have several videos showing how we can make compost easily. One of them is a banana circle, so check that video out. And another one is making your own soil using wood chips, leaves, and grass clippings. I'll link those videos down in the description. And this brings me to our next reason, and that is our year-round growing season. Here in Florida, wintertime is a perfect time for planting cool season crops, for example, potatoes, broccoli, celery, kale. Don't listen to anyone that tells you that a Florida summer is like a winter up north, meaning we take a break from gardening. If you do that, you will be missing out on a bounty of tropical treats. Now it's time for reason number 3, why growing food in Florida is actually super easy, and that is weeds. Weeds are just plants that we don't want in our garden, and they get a bad reputation. But as Florida gardeners, we can harvest those weeds and use them to make our own fertilizer. Weeds grow so well in poor soils because of their ability to reach down and extract nutrients where other plants are unable. A lot of them are also drought tolerant, and that means that they can survive long periods of dry spells that we get during spring usually. And when you harvest those weeds and turn them into your homemade fertilizer, you can extract all those nutrients and use them to grow your own food. Some examples of weeds are pothos, Bermuda grass, cat's claw. Pretty much any plant that's a nuisance plant and you want to get rid of, turn it into fertilizer. And one of our favorites is these giant sunflowers. They have a deep taproot that helps you extract nutrients from deep in the soil, and when we compost them, they make a wonderful mulch. And also,
really soft toilet paper.
And if you grow bananas, which you absolutely should if you live in Florida because they are super easy and low maintenance, you can use any part of the plant as well as the banana peels as mulch and fertilizer. Plenty of opportunities to make your garden grow. So another concern that I often hear from people is, where do you get minerals? Because it's not like we have volcanoes or mountains that deposit minerals into our soil. Let's not forget that Florida is surrounded by a mineral-rich soup called the ocean. And of course, we can't use salt water to irrigate our fields. It's got electrolytes. However, we do have seashells and seaweed that we can most definitely utilize in our garden. Seashells can be processed in such a way where we extract the minerals from them, and seaweed can be composted and later used in the garden. Reason number 5 why we love gardening in Florida is the amount of different varieties of fruits and vegetables that you can grow here. Thanks to Florida's subtropical climate and mild winters, we can grow lots of tropical varieties as well as your garden varieties. Just to name a few of the plants that you can grow in Florida that you might not be able to grow other places, we'll start with goji berries. Don't spend big bucks at the health food store. Grow your own. We can also grow figs, peaches, avocados, mangoes, persimmons, blueberries, turmeric, mulberry, passion fruit, ginger, Barbados cherry, strawberry, blueberry. I think you see where I'm going with this. Now, this next thing that you can grow in Florida is not as popular as fruits and vegetables, but we need to talk about the fungus among us. Humid climate is perfect for cultivating a wide variety of mushrooms. And if you want to learn how to grow mushrooms in Florida, make sure you hit that subscribe button and notification bell, because I am in the process of making a video not only on how to grow mushrooms in Florida, but also which varieties do best. I tested several different types, several different growing methods, and I will share that whole journey with you in the next coming weeks. Do you ever wonder why some plants that wither in hot climates like Arizona, why they thrive in Florida? I'll give you a hint. It's not the heat, it's the humidity. And that brings us to our point number 6. Humidity is necessary for plants such as peppers, especially the hot variety, eggplants, tomatoes, okra, and sweet potatoes all require humidity in order to thrive. And I'm probably missing a few because there are just so many that live and thrive in our Florida climate. So if you can think of any, drop them down in the comments below. I'm sure others would like to hear about them. All right, now it's time for the final item. Now, can you guess the final reason of why gardening in Florida is just so awesome? I'll give you a hint. It involves something that we all need to survive. It's water. Water is necessary for all life forms, plants, animals, and humans. And in Florida, water is plentiful. Not only do we have lakes, rivers, and an ocean, it also falls from the sky. And in the summer, it rains here so regularly that you can almost set your watch by it. And what's really cool is that you can harvest that rainwater to use on days when we don't get much rain. And if you live in a place that gets a little too much water, you can create swales and French drain systems to help guide water to areas where it may not be as available. Now, you might be wondering why I didn't mention anything about one of Florida's biggest problems, pests. Oh, hi folks. Florida ma'am here, 3rd generation Floridian. Now, y'all probably wondering, what can I do about all them bugs? Problem is, you ain't growing enough. They're hungry too. You got them big grasshoppers. If you got them green big buggers, feed them all to the chickens and the skeeters. You're gonna get yourself one of these and you're gonna have a lot of fun because it's nice and satisfying when you finally zap one of them buggers. Thank you for watching. Today's video was brought to you by me. You guys, I started a website at foreverfoodforest.com. You can access my garden guide that's completely free. I also have some recipes as well as funny little tidbits and write-ups about this channel. You can also sign up for my newsletter where I'll be sending you gardening and food forest tips. Promise I'm not gonna spam your inbox. It's just a way for us to keep in touch and have fun. So thanks for watching. Go to foreverfoodforest.com, check it out, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.